They are as follows. And here we go. The 10-point must system in effect. The 3 knockdown rule not in effect. No standing 8 count here in Nevada. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round. And, of course, only the referee can stop the fight. An interesting fight tonight. We've got Andre Hobbs making his pro debut against Vernon Woodward. Woodward coming in tonight with a 1-5 record. And, of course, he's got the more experience. But, Smitty, what I always find interesting in these situations in a pro debut is that Hobbs is 30 years old in making a pro debut.
Yeah, he's going to have to get off to a big start, no doubt about that. There's his opponent, Vernon Woodward.
We'll see how they match up on paper. You know, slight height advantage for Hobbs, 23 pounds for him in the weight, same reach. Of course, the ages we mentioned. Woodward, 34, Hobbs making a pro debut at 30. 1-5, the experience going to Woodward, pro debut for Hobbs. And you want to know more about these pugilists? Of course you do. We're going to go up to our ring announcer for the official introductions, the magnificent Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's bouts are under the auspices of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Dr. Luther Matt. The commissioners are Dr. Tony Alamo, Skip Avancino, John Bailey, and Dr. Flip Homansky. And the executive director is Mark Ratner. Cedric Kushner Promotions presents this Everlast Heavyweight Explosion. It is scheduled for 4 rounds. Your referee for this event is Norm Budden. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my left, wearing the maroon trunks with the black trim. He weighs in at 279 pounds. He is making his professional debut and boxes out of Denver, Colorado. Here is Andre, just don't blink, Hobbs. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing in at 256 pounds, professional record, 1 victory, 5 defeats, and 1 win coming by way of knockout. He hails from Shawnee, Oklahoma. Here is Vernon Woodward. Woodward, 4 rounds in the heavyweight division.
All right, you received your instructions in the dressing room. At this time, are there any questions? Remember, protect yourselves at all times. Good luck.
All right, Norm Budden finishes the instructions, and Smitty, to finish our thought, as a manager of a pro debut fighter, always tough. Do you pick the guy that's got a 0-0 record to go in with your fighter, or do you want to put him in with a guy that's got a losing record or more experience? Vernon Woodward, a veteran at this point of 7 fights. He's been to the show, so to speak.
But Hobbs has to get off to a good start. He's, as you mentioned, he's 30 years of age, so they might as well put him in. And Woodward's not an impressive record. I called his last fight. He was stopped in the 2nd round by Bagrat Ohanian. Both of these guys, similar builds, Arnie, or lack thereof.
that was very politically correct on your part. 3 KOs for Vernon Woodward. He's been stopped 3 times, so a good yardstick for Andre Hobbs. See if he's got any punching power, if he could stop Woodward. Nice right hand lead by Vernon Woodward, and that's what we're talking about in terms of the experience.
Might be some blood already coming out of the nose of Woodward.
Nice right over the top.
Let him go. Step back.
Only scheduled for 4 rounds, but tend to see a lot of clinching already.
One thing you like in Hobbs, he looks nice and relaxed, and therefore a guy making his pro debut. The left hand held very low, and again, there's some blood on Woodward from that jab.
Well, you get the idea that Woodward might bleed at the weigh-in. Not much of a feeling out round, though. And you like the idea that right now you like Hobbs keeping his hands a little bit low. You think that's a sign of being comfortable?
I think just, the fact that he's making his pro debut, televised fights, and he looks nice and relaxed. So many guys are nervous when they come in there, use up a lot of energy and get tired. And again, by the builds of both of these two, they don't need to come in there tight.
Well, more than halfway gone here in the first, and Norm Budden starting to earn his money, trying to separate these fighters, but doing it cautiously also, because you got a lot of weight in that ring right now.
Woodward coming in square, Arnie, just walking straight in, absolutely no head movement. You see what the result of that.
Pushed off balance. That was a push, but he was definitely a little wobbled by the combinations right now of Hobbs. shots over the top right now by Hobbs. Woodward not able to make him pay for telegraphing those shots, though.
Absolutely no defense by Vernon Woodward, coming in wide open, already in some trouble.
Hobbs testing the body as well.
And Hobbs is going all the way back to Denver, telegraphing that right hand. Woodward should be able to get out of the way of it.
And we're under the 30-second mark right now.
Break. Stay off his neck. Come on. Stay off the neck.
Only one jab at a time right now from Hobbs. You'd like to be able to see him double up, take that step in on the inside.
Come on. Work out of there. Your hands are free. Step back.
Wow, going back to the corner, nice smile on the face of Andre Hobbs, and I can relate to that. He just had his first professional round in the bank. He didn't get knocked out, and for all intents and purposes, he won the round.
Yeah, he certainly won the round with a lot of good left jabs and right hands, and bloodied and battered Woodward. Nice and relaxed Hobbs in there.
And Smitty, we've both been there, and you know that kind of butterflies you have for your first pro fight. I don't care that Vernon Woodward is 1-5 with the no contest, as we said. He's been in there before. He's got the experience.
He does. We'll see action in round number 1. There's the nice stiff jab of Hobbs, snapping the head back, right hand. And fortunately for Woodward, he was backing up, so most of the impact taken off that shot.
Round number 2, scheduled for 4 rounds. Andre Hobbs in the maroon and black. Solid black, that's Vernon Woodward. And as we were saying, welcome to the big time, Andre Hobbs. You've got your first pro round in the bank, and welcome to round number 2. And it's not going to be as easy as round number 1 as Vernon Woodward comes in and starts to lay a combination, backing up Hobbs to the ropes. And where has this burst of confidence come from for Vernon Woodward, Smitty?
Yeah, he went back to the corner bleeding, and he's off to a nice start here in round 2.
Well, decent adjustment by his corner, has him coming out right now.
Come on, work out of there.
Also be interesting to watch the pacing of Hobbs. A lot of people think, oh, gee, it's just a 4-round fight. It's real simple. But in your pro debut, you get past that second round, all of a sudden your arms are really getting tired.
In your pro debut at 279 pounds, too, and Woodward's already been 4 rounds twice during his career.
And Woodward starting to lead again from the nose. Corner was at work on that in between rounds. Big wild right over the top, and that's going to take a lot out of Hobbs, too. Certainly showing his inexperience at this point.
Hands really low now by Hobbs. In the first round it was planned, but now fatigue setting in. Either one of these guys could go.
And Woodward does have one knockout to his record, and down goes Hobbs. And we talked about the experience factor.
5, 6, 7.
Hobbs isn't getting
8,
up.
9, 10.
And what a turn of events. Andre Hobbs having a very good first round of his professional career, but Vernon Woodward adjusting beautifully in the second round, taking advantage of the inexperience of Hobbs, and Hobbs counted out here in round number 2. And we talked, Smitty, about that experience factor. Woodward had been to the show before, has had one knockout as a professional. With the nosebleed and everything else, he was able to turn things around in the second round against the somewhat out of shape Hobbs.
144, second round.
Trying to turn pro at 30 years of age.
I think that Hobbs was surprised, Arnie, at the pace with which Woodward jumped out in that second round. He jumped right on him, and you could see that there will be a right hand that I think finishes off Hobbs, but he was very fatigued and ready to go right before he actually went down.
Rodney Ryder.
Take a look at the knockout, and he was counted out. You see that Woodward all over him. Hobbs, hands down at his side, right hand on the button. Sort of a strange right hand there, and there's the coup de grace, if you will, and down goes Andre Hobbs. Another look at it. Right hand on the chin, slapping shot, and there's the right hand to the temple, and down and out goes Hobbs. One more. Need to work on that technique a little bit, Vernon, but finds the head of Hobbs with the last right hand.
Well, we're happy to report that Hobbs is off the floor in the corner and being attended to right now by the doctor. As you see him over there. Seemed to get hit on the top of the head, too, and that, you know what that does, Smitty.
And a lot of that was, again, because of the fact he had his head down in that position, gasping for air.
Vernon Woodward, we see him over there. But we're going to get the official time of the knockout now from our ring announcer, Mark Bureau.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 44 seconds of the second round. The winner by a knockout, Vernon Woodward.
All right, well, Vernon Woodward will improve to 2-5 with his second knockout, and Andre Hobbs unfortunately loses his pro debut. When we return, Ron Kruk has a terrific feature on up and